All right, order. I hereby call this special podcast to order. Our conversation for today will be BoJack Horseman. I'm joined today. First of all, hey everybody, how you doing? This is a little bit unusual. I know it's not your usual, knuckle sandwich, but don't worry. We got a fun show for you all tonight. Actually, I can't promise it'll be fun. I'm joined here with Xavier, Asian. Nathan could not be here because Nathan does not like good television, so he's not here to defend himself tonight. So we'll lay in him tonight. How y'all doing today?
I'm good. I'm ready.
I'm doing pretty good. I just finished BoJack. What was that? Yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. You don't have to lie to us. I knew you're just as good as you can be, right?
I mean, he's alive. He didn't kill himself. So
yeah.
We should go ahead and just drop a spoiler alert right now.
If the spoiler
finish the show, I think you should hold off on this episode of the podcast.
Yeah.
Come on back.
Yeah, if you haven't finished the show and you want to watch the show, log off. But come back later.
Actually, just however long this episode is, just mute it so we can get the play, and then finish the series, then actually listen to it.
Still like it.
Subscribe, all that good stuff. We appreciate it.
Review us on iTunes and Google Play or Google, whatever you're listening to. Give us those 5 stars. Give us that easy review.
And that Spotify, all right?
It really helps.
You scroll down to the bottom of that Google Play and that Apple, you can leave a review, all right? Yeah, like Xavier said. So make sure you this episode is sponsored by Netflix. This is sponsored by Netflix, and we actually just started this partnership with Netflix, and so this is why our first sponsored episode, of course, will be about BoJack, a Netflix original. So we're pretty excited about that. As per se, the Netflix partnership guidelines, they always like to say, tell us to announce the next show we're going to be watching. The next show that I will be watching that's on Netflix will be Grace and Frankie.
What about that? No. Backstreet Girls. All right.
Backstreet Girls. Yes. Netflix putting out some good stuff right now. So, Justin, what are you going to be watching next on Netflix?
I'll be watching the Netflix original, The Office again. For the 10th time.
Okay.
Does Netflix even do sponsorships? Have you ever seen a Netflix advertisement or commercial?
No,
we're the first ones.
Wow.
Yeah, we're bringing it in.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So make sure to check it out. We're gonna get back to the podcast now, but again, thank you for tuning in, and hope you enjoyed the episode.
Yeah, we have a couple of topics for you today. First of all, however we like to do it here on the show, let's get those scores out, gentlemen. How do you feel about this show? Okay. 1 to 10.
Now that the show is finally over, I can firmly give it a 10.
Ooh.
Yeah, perfect show.
Yeah, I think it's a perfect
10.
show.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
Okay.
Flat.
I really hate to say that there is a perfect show, but I'm gonna flip this one between a 9.5 and a 10, depending on how I'm feeling. But
okay.
Easily a 9.5. Easily one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And maybe after this discussion, our numbers might change. It might go up, might go down. That's right, Xavier. Your 10 could go to a 9.5. Justin, you could go to a 10.
Yeah, that could happen.
Yeah.
But if I had the list of every animal gag right now, Ace, and if I read that list to you, your score will go up to a 10. All right? You're lucky.
I know. The only reason I take off 0.5, and we'll get into this later, but it's just because I've now accepted that Todd in this show is a little too much.
Todd.
He's a little too much for the first 5 seasons.
I'll agree. That's enough to knock off a couple dozen points.
It's to the point I just ignore him so I forget his existence.
Yeah, and I get it. This show needs comic relief because it's not a comedy. When you get past the first season?
Yeah, after episode 5 or 6.
Right. So it's not a comedy, so you do need some comic relief. I get that. But I was not on this train. up until a couple of days ago. But yeah, he's a little too much. It's too much comic relief. It takes away from the story a little bit, but still a great character in my book. I don't hate him as much as Xavier.
Yeah, I don't hate him as much as I used to. But you're right, AC. His existence, I forget about him. I think that might actually bring the score down.
Oh, thank God.
So yeah,
I think one consensus here. Todd, again, not my favorite. I also kind of hated him in the beginning. He has, some redeeming qualities though. He's not completely useless.
He's not
Exactly.
useless.
He's
But
close.
but AC's right. It was to the point. It's like, so whenever we be watching the main stuff, right, and then they'll switch to the B story with Todd, and I would sometimes fast forward through it to get back to the main thing. So like, if I have to do that, then I can't give the show a 10 out of 10. So I'll bring it down to a 9.8. All right.
Ooh,
That's fair.
ooh, okay. Still could change.
Yeah,
All right.
Let's see how low we can get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't ruin my show for me, please.
Yeah.
But since we all finished, how'd y'all feel about that finale?
People always say they hate to see, their shows go. This was, I think, one of the first true show holes I have felt. I can't really recall another type of show which just left me, with feelings. And I'm glad, it ended the way it did. Once again, we've already given the spoiler. BoJack did not die, even though he tried his hardest to kill himself. He's still here. Everybody is in a decent place. I'm very happy for Princess Carolyn. She's finally getting her very well-deserved win. Diane also happy. And who doesn't want the best for Diane,
Yeah.
Even Todd, even though, like I said, I'm not a huge fan. Everybody walks away just about better than when we first meet him.
Mm-hmm.
Even BoJack, right?
Even BoJack.
Yeah.
He's
Hopefully.
finally sober.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I like the ending. As you all know, my favorite thing about the show is BoJack and Diane, their relationship. And at this, I guess we already said spoiler alert, but at the end of this series, it is strongly implied that they will probably never be friends again, or at least never talk, because Diane's like past that point in her life where she needs BoJack because he's just toxic, So she's trying to have a good, happy life, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm sad because those two are my favorite part of the show, but I guess it's for the best. BoJack did put it all on her during the view from halfway down.
Oh yeah, it's I know I may have been the only one, but I could have swore regular TV show BoJack and Diane, they're gonna have together, But this series is not like that.
Yeah,
they're quite okay with subverting your expectations and taking you on a pretty crazy ride.
Yeah, nice platonic relationship. I can't, at the top of my head, I can't think of another TV series that have, a male and female main character, best friends like that, without them having a romantic relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Usually it goes like back and forth where,
Mm-hmm.
like, if you want to compare The Office, right, you have Pam and Jim, right? First, Jim likes Pam, then Pam likes Jim, and then, Jim finally is like, you know what, stop being annoying, He's saying this to Pam. He's like, stop being annoying. Like, we'll go out now. Like, this is going to happen now. And then, they finally get together. And you're right. That's like with most shows. But in this show, you have BoJack with Princess Carolyn. That doesn't work out. BoJack with Diane. That doesn't work out. Is that it? He had more love interest in the show.
He had more love interest, but he did, in the beginning, I won't lie to y'all, he did have interest in Diane. But then he realized it was only because she was just
peanut butter
talk all day.
Oh, that too.
Yeah. So there was no on and getting off again. After that, they were just, platonic best friends.
Well,
I like that.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Well, not anymore. Well,
yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Grow apart.
But we did talk about this a little bit. We think in the future, we're talking about BoJack Legacy,
Mm-hmm.
that they would probably end up maybe getting more on speaking terms, right? If they weren't at the end of this show.
If BoJack actually gets himself together, a few years down the line, I can't see a scenario where him and Diane aren't at least talking on the phone every now and then. Because you can see it in the final scene of the season. That classic BoJack Diane back and forth conversation. Them smiling, having a good time. And then after they finished, both of them just sat there on the roof because neither of them wanted to get up because they want to keep being friends. But it's best for Diane for them not to be friends right now. So if he does straighten himself out, they could be friends again. And maybe BoJack can even talk to Hollyhock in the future. But what did you say yesterday about Hollyhock, Asian? You said something about 5 minutes. You see, next time BoJack's gonna see Hollyhock is either at his funeral.
Oh,
or if he does straighten himself out, maybe like 10 years down the line.
Right, yeah.
Maybe
There's
graduation,
no way
maybe.
Oof. Graduation. Her graduation from college?
Yeah, it might be too soon.
Oh yeah. I can only assume that letter said some pretty not mean things, but just devastating things, that Hollyhock had obviously connected all these dots and realized really who BoJack was at the time of that letter. So she probably, assuming she graduates college within a couple of years after that. I mean, how often in a world full of social media and where I can just send you an instant message right now, would I write you a letter?
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm thinking it's pretty bad right now, but with her views on BoJack. So yeah, I'm thinking either at his death, on his deathbed, at his funeral, or just like 20 years down the line, which would be at his deathbed.
At his deathbed.
So,
I will jump right in here. That was my my least favorite part of the finale. Is we don't get a clear answer, as to what Hollyhock said. Like I said, we have an idea. I'm not gonna lie to you all. When I first saw it, I thought it was a suicide note.
That's exactly what Chapman thought.
Okay. I was like, oh my! I thought that she had all this stuff comes out about him, and it becomes too much for her. And that's I'm glad that it's not at least what we don't really know.
Well, if she did commit suicide, she would have been in halfway down.
There's that.
Down.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
But yeah, that Chapman thought that very same thing. So I guess that just shows us how much he cared about Hollyhock. That when he found out she wouldn't talk to him anymore, that he just sat there and stared at a wall for like 3 hours.
Justin, I'm going to challenge that. I of course I want to see what happens to all characters, like in your favorite TV shows and stuff like that. But Hollyhock, we have to admit, because BoJack destroyed his relationship with her, it actually robs us, the audience, of getting to know what happens to her or how that even plays out. So I'm not saying like it's a bad move if we find out what happens to Hollyhock, but by witnessing BoJack throughout this whole journey, right? We're an audience that can't interact with him. We can't say, "Hey, BoJack, get your shit together." when he destroys his relationship with Hollyhock, it robs us of knowing how she. I don't have a word. Yeah.
But speaking of the audience wanted to talk to BoJack, let's talk about that second interview. All right.
Why? That's
why. That's a big one. He had the first interview was perfect. I know we're being biased here because if we didn't like the second one, we shouldn't like the first one either because most of them had a clear agenda. But he should have did the first interview and went back to school, and his life would be perfect right now. And why didn't he get up? No one was forcing him to be in that interview. He could have stood up and walked away the second he realized what was going on. I rewatched it recently, and I think I know the perfect point where BoJack should have got up and walked away. It was only like 30 seconds into the interview when BoJack said, "What is this?" Instead of asking that question, he should have got up and walked away. But yeah, never have I ever wanted to yell at someone that much. I've never wanted to do that before with a TV show. It's crazy.
Yes, I know we'll be talking about sort of more throughout, but this show, it gets those emotions out of you. It's not really often where I can watch. What am I watching right now on Netflix? Besides The Office, like Breaking Bad, another very good show, very critically acclaimed show. But I'm never trying to talk to the characters like I am in this show.
Yeah, you look at it like, wow, Walter's crazy, dumbass. But yeah, BoJack, I was like, please, you're so close.
You're so close. That interview was so bad that Princess Carolyn couldn't even stand to be within 5 feet of this man. She actually had to go. She had to go hug her child.
Only thing to bring her comfort.
I'm not even sure if BoJack has ever seen her child at that point. Up until that point, has he ever?
Yeah, he's seen it. Remember the episode
Surprise?
Surprise?
Surprise. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah. She had to go hug her child, and that's how disturbed she was by the monster that she was with, and as Xavier said, helped create.
She it's not engaged, not egged on either. She supported him.
Yeah, she enabled him.
There we go. That's the word.
25 years. Even when they were like making up the list at his office, like figuring out everything wrong he's done. When I first saw the scene, I thought it was going to be like each one of them, after they find out more about BoJack, they walk away. He'll go like Todd, Diane, then Princess Carolyn. But even after all the stuff they listed, Princess Carolyn was still in agent mode, you know?
Yeah.
She did kind of enable him all these years. And she realized that in that episode.
A little too good at her job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not too good. Well, come on. Season 5, she got him away with almost killing a woman. All right. But before we go throughout the whole series, let me just talk about other things I'd like this season. Episode 15 this season, The View from Halfway Down. That was a good episode.
It is, yeah.
Everything like Justin was saying earlier, Sarah Lynn's reprisal of what was it?
Don't Stop Dancing.
Don't Stop Dancing. That was good. Secretariat's little poem, that was really good.
Yeah.
I just rewatched it with Jasmine. When they were chasing the bird in the living room.
Yep.
You could see a painting on the wall. It's the narcissist myth. You remember that picture behind BoJack's desk with the horse looking at the horse swimming in the water?
Oh, yeah.
That picture's on the wall. Instead of the horse swimming in the water, is BoJack's with his face down. So it told you right there in the beginning if you noticed it. It's just this was good, really good finale.
Yeah, that episode is filled with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Just below the surface.
It was
like BoJack's face. Oh.
Yeah, Ace. Yeah. Man was dying. Oh,
yeah.
No, and like in the dinner scene, when he was drinking the water, he said, "Does anyone else's water taste like chlorine?" So why didn't we put it together right there?
That's good.
The episode before that, when Angela Diaz was talking to BoJack, and she was like telling him the story about how she had to almost fire Herb, how she fired Herb. She was joking about it. She was like, "You probably don't remember, but I was trying to get you not to run off the show so I could fire Herb." And you can see BoJack's face because he thinks about that day every day. He thinks about that moment. And I was afraid he was almost going to kill her for a little week.
I thought it was Sue.
Yeah, this man's 1,000+ pounds, and her back. He threw her down basically. But I'm glad that didn't happen because, come on, can't survive another murder.
Yeah, and then just talk about other stuff in that episode. The fire that really got to me. The fire pit started to come out of the fireplace. Mm-hmm. But was it her that kicked it back? Yeah, she
kicked it back in. She kicked it back in. That was
that represents what? The
him just letting go of Horseman around, because he threw it in there when he signed the document, and he physically threw it into the fire. And then for half a second, he was regretting it, about to take it back, and then it was starting to fall out. And then after he accepted it and sat back down, she pushed it back in. There's a lot of good symbolism throughout the show, which is why it's going to be hard to cover it all in this one podcast. Mm-hmm. Oh, another big bomb they dropped on us was that 17 minutes when Sarah Lynn OD'd. They had to pull out something for us, because we as an audience, we know everything BoJack did up to that point, so we can still be upset at him, but we were like, he's a better person now. But they brought out one more thing. This man waited 17 minutes after Sarah Lynn passed out to call the police.
After don't forget, after getting the cover up going, calling himself from her phone.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he did kill that woman.
Because she was she wasn't doing too well at that moment, but she was still alive.
Yeah, she was still alive. She died in the hospital.
There's more than enough time to at least get somebody, started working on her.
Oh yeah. 17 minutes was definitely more than enough time to save her life if she died in the hospital from just an OD. So first it was just like symbolism that she took a brand of heroin called BoJack. People like saying BoJack killed her, but then Turns out BoJack actually killed her.
You think he did it on purpose?
Yeah. Yes, he had to. Yeah, I know he was saying he was high and confused, but he had the intelligence enough to call himself from her phone and then wait to fake the distance of him driving up there.
Which is really crazy, because when you talk about like real life stories, a lot of times of people ODing and they're like around a group of other people, usually they aren't doing such foolishness like that. If anything, they'll like take that person to the hospital and then like kick them out the car and keep driving.
Yeah.
I haven't really I haven't seen an OD story of someone actually calling themselves from someone else's phone. I mean, he really could have just left, frankly. He didn't even need to do any of that. If he wasn't planning on calling the police right away, I'm very surprised that he even did that. He could have just left, which is basically what he did. But
yeah,
he didn't actually need to call himself from her phone. Like, I thought that was so unnecessary. Really dumb.
Especially since he's a celebrity. They're both celebrities. What do you think was going to happen?
Did anyone? Oh yeah, no. I was about to say, did anyone almost catch him before that episode? But it was the pig that was supposed to get married.
Paige Sinclair.
One of my, even though she was kind of annoying, one of my favorite characters in season 6.
She was annoying in episode, the break episode 8, I think. But after I saw her actually out there getting work done, I was like, okay, I'm sad that Max never expressed his love. Or wait, he did, but she didn't.
Didn't work out.
Max probably killed himself.
Yeah, honestly.
We haven't seen the rest of the show. He just drinks that bottle, and that's it.
Back in the bar.
Yeah. Poor Max.
Yeah. Oh man, he never got closure. Oof.
Wait, those were the high points of this finale. Anything else?
Not from me. I liked everything except the stuff I already mentioned.
I'm just going back through. It looks like we're actually going in order in the opposite direction, which is good. So the episode 10, before the pig goes on her, starts to connect all the dots. That's where Princess Diane is basically getting really depressed and going insane because she's trying to write a book that's like deep. But this is where she realized, around these episodes, she realizes, or people help her realize, that she doesn't actually need to write a deep book to be an accomplished writer. And it doesn't have to be sad. It doesn't have to be a life memoir, because Mr. Peanut Butter does it almost in a day. That's unnecessary. So she writes a kid's book, basically for fun, or not for fun. She just writes a kid's book, right? And then it's a really good book, and that leads to her being very successful. So I thought that was a really important episode. Crazy scene in that episode. She goes to the pharmacist and thinks that she should not take her medicine because that her medicine is limiting her creativity, but it actually makes it even harder for her to write, because she actually needs that medicine to write, which is something to be said, like about taking the wrong medicine. Not all medicines are for everybody, and that's why like there's multiple different types of depression medicine. Like Guy says, we'll try something new, but I think the wrong answer is to just stop taking your medicine altogether. And that's what she did. And she sat down to type on her laptop, and within the span of probably 5 seconds, it was a whole day.
Yeah.
And she did nothing. She just sat there for a whole day. So I thought it was crazy. She had this idea that good damage is a thing that people have. I thought, which is almost an oxymoron, almost. So yeah.
And at the end, they say damage is just damage sometimes.
Yeah. So I thought that was a really good episode.
Jasmine really liked it too, because she's published 2 books now, so she knows a lot about that writing process.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the things that Diane was going through trying to write that book, she's gone.
She had major writer's block for like a good 5 episodes in there.
One more thing I like about the season. Well, I don't know. I say I like it, but it actually makes it more sad. I like seeing more of BoJack and Herb in their past, in their youth, when they were best friends. Makes how the relationship end much more hard to watch. They're really good friends. Even in their little dream, they're out there cracking jokes. They got the same sense of humor. Herb basically, we already knew this, but it shows even more so how much Herb basically made BoJack who he is today. His whole career. And BoJack could stab him in the back.
He what did he say? What were some of the lines that Herb was saying to BoJack every time he tried to butt in in the dream?
Oh, he just calm down, buddy. Sit down, buddy. I don't know when, but he's like, you stupid piece of shit.
He said, now, and it was BoJack's turn. He said, now welcoming to the stage, and he just tore him a new one, and then just gave him the mic. Say, you got this, buddy. Yeah.
All right. Let's go through each season. Everybody call out their favorite episode from that season.
Oh, real quick. Are we gonna do season 6, or should we just do that now since we just went through all of season 6?
Let me do that now. My favorite episode, season 6, is View from Halfway Down.
My favorite episode is I split season 6 into two parts. Yeah.
Okay. Part 2.
So the View from Halfway Down for part 2, and then Surprise. Is that in the early season?
Yes, part 1. That's crazy. That's
Surprise in part 1. Oh, okay. Let's see where this goes.
Ooh, okay. Why Surprise? I'll
for me, just
give a brief synopsis of Surprise as well.
Just all the gags, how everything is just so they're perfectly talking about everyone as they're hiding in there. The extremes that they go to make sure that these, some of the most oblivious characters in the show, don't recognize or don't see them all hiding in their house.
So basically, this episode, Todd throws Mr. Peanut Butter and Pickles' surprise wedding at their home. But right as they get in, Mr. Peanut Butter admits to Pickles they cheat on her. So then, they cancel the wedding right then and there. But they can't let them know they're in their house. So it's just them, a bunch of slapstick humor of everybody in the house trying to hide from Mr. Peanut Butter and Pickles while they're arguing. And it's comedy gold. It's definitely the funniest episode of season 6.
It's because I usually don't like slapstick, but it was funnier. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's because it's animated, but it was more bearable.
You had Princess Carolyn out here doing backflips and somersaults. Oh, I also like how Mr. Peanut Butter was insulting people who were at the party. He didn't even react. She insulted Greg. And then Pickles was like, "Why are you bringing Greg into this?" And he said, "I don't know. I'm angry." But Greg was in the back.
Is Greg the guy that he met at the?
Yeah, he met him at a gas station.
Gas station. The one that got me was what's the dog's parents? I don't remember their name, but her Pickles' parents. They were right there, and he was talking about them. And she had to help. The wife had to hold him back. This old man was about to get up there and beat up Mr. Peanut Butter. That was a good episode. Jeez,
it was good. View from Halfway Down. That's just a dream. BoJack near-death experience, which I guess now we realize he must have had multiple near-death experiences for him that had that same dream before. I don't want to talk about it too much. I want people to enjoy that one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I think I want to change mine from part 1. I like Surprise for the slapstick, but I think my favorite episode in part 1 of season 6 is A Horse Walks in the Rehab. I do enjoy how they go into BoJack and his source of why he drinks or his first time drinking. Mm-hmm. And every time you think you see the source, they go further back in time to the point where he was a child. 3. Yeah, when he was 3 drinking vodka, which is heavy stuff, and he was drinking it just fine. So we can assume there's probably a time before that. So I do like Horse Walks in the Rehab.
Yeah, that gives you a lot of lore.
Mm-hmm.
I think from part 2, I liked, and it's hard to say I liked, but I think my favorite was Xerox of a Xerox. That's the one? Yeah, that's the one where he does a second interview, right?
Yeah, that's the interview one.
Rarely in TV shows or movies do I actually get that feeling where I'm like, you actually need to shut up right now. like I usually don't talk to the character. But I couldn't hold back. I had to pause. I paused. I'm thinking to myself, why? Actually, why? Why is he making these mistakes? We've talked. All right, so we already covered that, but it's just Xerox of a Xerox favorite episode of part 2. Part 1, I'm gonna say The New Client.
Okay.
Now, this is a good one. Yeah, this is Princess. This is all basically Princess Carolyn, right?
Yeah.
And she has this new baby, and she's trying to balance her work life and her personal life, and you get to see a lot of that. And the main thing they're trying to convey to you is that she's really busy and she's really tired. And the way they convey that is by throwing a whole bunch of sounds and images at you, like the audience, us, and it actually made me frustrated because I couldn't hear what she was saying because there was so much going on the screen. And so I said that's my favorite episode of
that one is really good. The way the animation worked with, you see like 10 different Princess Carolyns in the same room, all doing work and babysitting and all that stuff.
Right, and you can't tell what your eyes should follow.
Yeah.
Right. So you're trying to follow it all. So yeah, that was good.
That was a good one. Yeah. I'm gonna stop looking at because I see other contenders. Let's just jump back to season 1.
Yep.
There you
go. Justin.
I'll start this one off. Okay. But I'll give a little bit of backstory about season 1. I was the last one to come into the show. All right. And these guys will confirm I'm very hard to get to watch any kind of TV show. They've been recommending what I imagine are, of course, good episodes or good shows in general, but I just won't watch them. Now, Xavier warned me when I first started BoJack that season 1 is the worst season. Now, I watched the first episode, not bad, but I absolutely, I think, fell in love with the show in season 1, episode 2 with BoJack Hates the Troops.
Good.
That episode to me is easily one of the funniest. Even like, 2 minutes in when he goes and he meets Neo McBeal, the Navy SEAL. They really hit on the tongue twisters and just BoJack being an absolute jerk in a hilarious way to the SEAL. They really bring out the animal gags. You see the whale doing his blow. I think the SEAL even does his SEAL laugh.
He does when he's arguing. He claps his hands together, taking his whole race down with him.
You see, BoJack. This is where you get a good better feel of him. How he is definitely a jerk. He is definitely the cause of most of his own problems, even though he has a lot of stuff that causes problems. But yeah, that's when I really started liking the show. That's my favorite episode in season 1.
Okay. And it gives some context to why I warned Justin, because I didn't find season 1 bad. But a lot of people don't like season 1 because they just see it as another adult comedy. It stays like that until like episode 7 and 8 is really when it starts picking up on the drama side. And the creator said he regrets that. They did an interview with him just the other day, and after the show was over, they asked him, what would he change? He said, I wouldn't have gone so deep into the comedy in the first part of season 1. And he also said he would have released all the episodes for review for the first season. Because he only released the first 6, I believe. And those were the ones that were just comedy. He didn't get into the drama because he wanted to surprise people. But he didn't realize you can't surprise anyone if they can't make it past the first 5 episodes.
That is true.
That's why I want you, Justin. Glad you liked it after the second episode.
Like I said, I agree. I don't think there are any bad seasons in this show. I enjoyed the entire thing.
I think my favorite episode this season is definitely The Telescope.
Yeah.
Because that one goes into the past of Herb and BoJack. How BoJack's career in the TV show started up. Showed how BoJack stabbed his man in the back. In all these years, BoJack didn't talk to Herb because he thought Herb hated his guts for not standing up for him. But really, Herb just didn't like the fact that he lost a friend and BoJack didn't call him back in 20 years. So it's good. And if you notice at the end of that episode, it ends with BoJack looking at the sky and the sun's down and it's nighttime. So keep that in mind. I'll bring that up later.
Okay.
Yeah. As well, I will say episode 8 is my favorite episode. and not for the shenanigans that Todd was doing during that episode. Isn't that crazy? Even during that episode, an episode where we're learning so much, Todd is. What is he doing? Is he robbing someone?
No. You know what he's doing? He's trying to back out of a parking spot. That's what Todd's doing. But it did pay off at the end, okay? Because at the end he gets robbed and they knock him out. And BoJack leaves him on the lawn. He doesn't realize Todd's there until he's back in LA. He has to turn back around. So it paid off in the end. But yeah, you're right, Ace. During the show, when they're going to Todd stuff, I'm like, please.
We're gonna have to find a way to show the picture of two women holding a gun up to Todd's, sticking a gun in his mouth because he's getting robbed. It's crazy. But yeah, I thought it was just really good, and you get to see a young Princess Carolyn out there in the agency. She's trying to
working hard.
Yeah, making business. So
and this is the beginning of their flashback ongoing jokes. Like every time there's a flashback, they don't tell you the year. You just see a bunch of references in the background, like obvious references. Or you hear BoJack singing "It's the '80s" the song.
Yeah.
That's a good running gag. I like that.
Ooh, yeah.
Man, jump to season 2. Just from season 2.
I'll kick it off again. My favorite is episode 5, season 2, episode 5, chickens. I know this is more of a Todd episode, and we've been bashing on Todd all night. But just the chicken for days commercials that play in the beginning. They're so good. And I forget what the second chicken company is, but they say, what is it? It's like
nobody knows chicken like chickens.
And they're now, for people who, I'm sure you all watched the show by this point, but these are animals feeding everyone else animals. And that there's nothing funnier than that. And it just goes to show that there are just regular animals out there, but these higher up animals, they're no problem eating them.
Yeah, and I guess that's the message they were trying to sell, that what we're doing, with overall food business is disgusting and terrible, but nothing you can do about it, really. So they think they do something, but at the end of the episode, you see that the sales for the chicken store goes up by $2 billion, I believe. I heard you about that episode, Justin. I think is when they're hiding from the other chicken place, and it's the father, and he has a shotgun. And he says, "We're the only ones that can care for these animals you hear. No one knows chickens like chickens." And he cocks his shotgun. It's so scary. If you could somehow clip that in, please do, because it's just so scary. He's just a cannibal.
Only we know how to care for these creatures you hear. Like I say, no one knows chicken like chicken.
Yeah. Ace, you got your favorite episode for the season? I actually need to figure it out.
Okay, so favorite episode, I'm going to say season 2, episode 4, After the Party. Is this where we see, this is not necessarily where Vincent meets Princess Carolyn, right?
Yeah, this is the episode when Kevin, Vincent's son,
yes,
Princess Carolyn.
Okay. So, for people that don't know, Vincent Adult Man is what we can presume is either 2 to 3 kids on each other's shoulders in a trench coat with 2 fake hands. One hand being a broomstick, the other one is a mannequin hand, and he wears a hat. He assumes a relationship with Princess Carolyn. Don't know how that works. And he also gets a job in business. So, in this episode, right, he I guess he hops off the shoulders of another kid and meets Princess Carolyn as the boy Kevin, who he really is. But she doesn't know. She doesn't know that it's 2 to 3 kids under a coat. So
it's a good slapstick humor right there.
Yeah, very good episode.
And it's a good episode for Princess Carolyn's development too, because she realized that she's going past. She only dated Vincent in the first place just to get at BoJack that one episode.
Yeah.
But now she's past it. You can see how they try to portray, her being in a relationship with BoJack was just her being BoJack's mommy or taking care of a child, basically, and how she couldn't escape that. and she got into another relationship, but she was still taking care of a child.
Yeah.
And this one she got past it. But what is Todd doing in the background, AC?
Oh, what is he doing in this
His
episode?
side plot is him just talking to some phones. All right, the phones fall in love, and then they're like, "Todd, I don't want to be in love. Upgrade me." And he says, "Okay." And
No.
yeah,
No. Yeah. More. Ooh. Yeah. It's a hit or miss, right?
Yeah. I like the
Hit or
show.
miss.
All right, guys, I like the show. Now, season 2 is actually hard for me to pick my favorite episode. Season 2 is my favorite season, because it's pretty much all good. I like episode 1, Brand New Couch. I like Still Broken, or Herb Shenanigans. Hank After Dark, the Henry / Cosby step in. Hank After Dark was made before the Me Too movement, like 2 years before the Me Too movement, and they were still doing this stuff.
What was in Hank After Dark?
That's with Hank Hippo. What's his last name? A pun. Hank something.
Hold on, let me look it up.
But basically, it was covering Hank's alleged sexual assault charges. And,
okay.
And Diane was covering them. They're yelling at Diane. Let's find out. Mr. Peanut Butter's show. That's a good one. The Shot. That's a good. It's just the whole season's good.
Hank Hippopopoulos. Wow. Whoa.
Hank Hippopopoulos. What is it?
I can't say this word.
I don't want to. We can't attempt any longer. Otherwise, we will lose our engineering.
Okay, hold on. I'll put it.
Hank
I'll send it to
Okay, thank you. See that?
Wait, Justin. I'm going to challenge that only because there's more POs than what you said.
No, but that's how they pronounce it in the show.
Oh, okay.
Hank Hippopopoulos. Yeah,
Hank Hippopopoulos, and I think he had a TV show called Hank Hippopopoulos Hip Hop Hypothesis.
Oh
yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot of good tongue twisters. But see how I can say it now after Justin corrected me. So,
but
I can keep my degree.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I was forgetting that hippo had PO in it, so I was thinking Hippopopoulos, but it's Hippopopoulos.
Yeah, his TV show Hank Hippopopoulos' Dance Pop Cosmopolis.
Oh,
and then his novelty rap album, Hank Hippopopoulos Hip Hop Hypothesis.
It's so good.
It's good. All right, let me just run down these episodes real quick since I can't decide one. Brand New Couch. That's when BoJack's trying to start a new outlook on life, but it's affecting his acting career. It's just good, but at the end, he gets a call from his mother, and she reads his book, and she sees all the stuff she did to him. She says she's sorry, but she doesn't apologize for parenting. She's saying, "I'm sorry that you can't be happy." She's saying, she said, "You're BoJack Horseman, and there's no cure for that." Your own mother said that you can never be happy. And then she says, you know the answer to number 7 on this crossword puzzle. So that one's good. Episode 3, Still Broken. More Herb's funeral. Unfortunately, he died, meeting up with the kids. They're going on a little treasure hunt. It's like that more horsing around stuff. Ooh, another thing that hurt in this moment. At the end, it ends with a flashback of Herb and BoJack. They just finished the first episode. Then they're walking around, the movie lot. They go to a movie set where they hop in the water, look at the sun's, look at the water. Wait, what are they doing? They're walking, look at the water from some movie. And they find out the water's fake. And then BoJack's asking Herb if he's scared things are going to change in the future. After the show picks up. Then Herb says no, he's not scared because the future is bright. And then he looks at the nice blue sky in front of him. But that is a fake sky. It's not real. And behind that sky, you see the sun setting. And that is the symbol of their relationship about to come to the end.
Wow.
That it hurts when he says it. It says the future is bright, and he's looking, and you see him looking at it, but it's not real. That's the part that got me. It's not real, and right behind it, you can see the sun setting. And that has to do with what I told you earlier about after the other episode with Herb, the sun was all the way down. It was nighttime because the relationship was over at that point. I like Hank After Dark. It's just a good episode because they had some more of that BoJack Diane. Let's find out. Mr. Peanut Butter Show is a great show. J.D. Salinger, I don't know who came up with that idea to have him do this, but it was good. And you find out Mr. Peanut Butter's not an idiot. He actually knows when BoJack is making fun of him and stuff. The Shot, when they filmed that Nixon scene,
Oh yeah.
And of course, Escape from LA.
Oh, okay.
The one when they changed the game.
Nobody expects it to take that kind of turn.
Yeah. Took a really big turn. Yeah. Cover season 3 for me. Or season 2. It's going to season 3.
My favorite was Fish Out of Water. Or what is it?
Okay.
Yeah, Fish Out of Water. The running, it's not really a gag, but the big idea for this one is there's very little talking in the episode. It's all visual. So you see BoJack trying to make it out underwater, make it out in the water, because he's doing that movie promotion for Secretariat. Being a land creature, he can't talk to anybody. So hijinks ensues. He can't talk to his director friend whose career he ruined. He can't obviously talk about any promotional material. He rescues the seahorse baby, gets him back to his dad, only to find out at the very end that he just had to push a button to talk.
Yeah, could have talked the whole time. Yeah, this episode was good, and it was brave for them to go like a silent episode, basically.
Yeah, fairly a new show still at this point.
Yeah, it was crazy. 12 episodes. I like when he did fight that final letter to Kelsey. He does one of the first thing he writes is sorry I didn't call, because he's feeling the same way about her, how he did about her.
Yeah.
Herb was upset that he never called him, so he apologized to Kelsey for not calling her. So at least he's learning. But then he doesn't. After the letter didn't get delivered successfully, I doubt he tried to contact her again. So
no.
One step forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide. Ooh. Again, a lot happened in this season.
Yeah, I'm deciding between 2 right now.
I wanna is season 3 where Todd meets who's a redhead girl that's kind of like his.
That's the season.
Okay, yeah. So I would say like that overall story arc where he's realizing that he's asexual, and that he's not actually attracted to women or men for that matter, but he's not really attracted to women. And even though there are like women that actually like have feelings for him, like he have these mad feelings for him, and he has to like just suck it up and let him know like, hey, I can't be that for you. I can't be that person for you. So I thought that was pretty cool, or interesting rather, because we see Todd up until this point as a goof, for the most part. So that he's a little grown up. I like the award show. What episode is that?
This episode. That's It's You, when Todd yells at BoJack.
Yeah. Okay. There are a lot of puns in that as well, with George Clooners. And what was the name of the award show? It was called the Golden Snowflake Awards. Best actor in a motion picture or Vine. That's when Vine still existed. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Vine. Now we live in a world where TikTok is Vine, but no one wants to say it, right?
I've accepted it.
I know. Right?
I can't use the app, because if you use
can't download.
If you use the app, everybody's using this app, and you're over 18, you're a pedophile. All right,
that's what I'm saying.
What do you want me to say?
Well, that foreign governments have all your info.
Yeah, that as well, right? Yeah, look it up. Yeah. So the Leonard Maltin Award. Yeah, all that stuff. The whole award scenario, they did that very well, because the show is all about Hollywood, so that's going to work very well.
Yeah, I guess the season did a good job portraying the Oscar. I assume, because I guess we're on the outside, but it portrayed that what's it called, Oscar campaign, which is why no one really cares about the Oscars. It was based off that money. My favorite episode of the season, between Rap Rap Pew Pew, only because of the song. He said, I pray to God that my fetus has a soul, because I wanted to feel pain when I ejected my hole. That's just but I think, of course, I got to go with episode 11. That's Too Much Man. It's good. We all know what the episode's about.
It's that's Sarah Lynn.
Yeah, Sarah Lynn.
Man,
All right. Go to season 4.
Oof. It's crazy. As the show gets on, there are less jokes in these
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
There are less jokes in these episodes. Oh man, I'm just like
That's
looking
why
at just the thumbnails is overwhelming.
That's why Surprise from season 6 was just such a surprise for us as an audience. Nothing but slapstick shenanigans, but still have some story going on in the background. Justin?
Yeah, season 4. This is an easy one for me. It is episode 9, Ruthie. I remember talking to Xavier after I saw this episode when I really started saying, this show made me feel something. A short synopsis: Princess Carolyn having a tough day, but we in the beginning we see a flash forward instead of a flashback of her great granddaughter, talking about how she had this very rough day, and how she's going to get through it. And as the episode goes on, and we see things keep getting worse and worse for Princess Carolyn. We're just waiting to see things finally go on the upswing for her. And at the end, I forget who she's talking to, but she says talking to BoJack, she says when she feels down, she imagines her great granddaughter talking about her and how she powered through everything. And that just hits you, where the flash forwards to seeing Ruthie talking about how still great her grandma was, and then it all just being
fake.
Just fake.
It was so sad. BoJack, when you heard that, was sad. When you,
I think at the end, it just fades. It doesn't fade to black. It just transitions to black, right?
Yeah,
so it's supposed to be a flashback to Ruthie, but
no,
nothing's there. And that's how they finished out that episode. I didn't like that. Not the fact that it wasn't a good episode.
Yeah, she had a miscarriage in that episode, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, she had a miscarriage. Her necklace broke. She found out her necklace wasn't actually what she thought it was. She fired Judah. She broke up with her boyfriend. Ooh, yeah, you're right. This was a tough. Man. And then you're right. Cuts to black. To say back in the 90s, I was kind of in a very famous TV show.
Yeah, that's, even though, like I said, that one caused me physical pain. That's a really good episode.
Yeah, it's good. I think that one was nominated, or I think that won the award or something.
Okay.
I don't have it open right now, so I don't want to say it exactly. Do you know anything for this season?
Yes. Yeah. Hooray, Todd episode.
I knew it was gonna be. I saw this one.
Yeah. This is even more. We start to see, like we thought he was doing something in season 3, but season 4, Todd is. We realize Todd is like everyone's crutch. And even until the end, up until like the last couple of episodes, Todd is constantly doing work for other people, so much to a fault that he ends up getting like job opportunities and running companies because he's doing work for people. Like indirectly, people are like, "Hey, I like what you're doing. Run this paper company or something." It's crazy. But yeah, season 4. Season 4. What is this? Episode 3?
3, yeah.
Yeah, Hooray Todd episode. He's running around doing stuff for BoJack, Mr. Peanut Butter,
Hollyhock, Princess Carolyn,
Diane. I mean, he's doing a lot. And then also, this is when this episode he tells BoJack he's asexual.
Yeah,
right?
That's when he accepts it.
Yeah. That was. I like. This is where we start to see Todd be a real person.
Yes, and you're right, AC. It's good. Why didn't they start that 2 seasons ago?
Yeah, exactly. Like this is season 4, and he's starting to do stuff like this.
I like the metaphor they had going on with the orchestra, with him playing the triangle. How he didn't show up. He was finally doing something for himself. It was good. It was good. It was a good episode.
Yeah, go watch that episode if you haven't watched that episode, or if you haven't watched the show. I mean, if you know the characters in the show, it's not really, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not important to the main story. Yeah, I guess it would be important. So, but yeah, he's playing in an orchestra, just playing one part. He plays the triangle at the end of like a very, big piece. And one day the composer, director says, "Yeah, I hope that he," and this is paraphrasing, he said, I hope for the day where he's not here to play it or something like that. And then, like Xavier said, at the end of the episode, he actually can't make it to play that the triangle.
But because he does something for himself, not because he's busy. He's doing something for himself.
Yeah.
Going
Yeah,
to
doing
that
something.
asexual meeting,
Right. And
ace meeting. I forgot what they call it.
and he's respected even more by
Yeah.
the director for it.
Yeah, and he said, "Good for him."
Yeah.
So that was good.
Oof.
That was good, AC. I didn't believe you because you watched this episode when I watched it. But yeah, you're right. It was a good Todd episode. Mm-hmm. I don't even like saying it, but
it doesn't feel good. Ooh, and I'll let you cover episode 11. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how'd you know? Because
Come on, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm so terrible at this. Because I like a lot of these episodes, but for me, it's like the old Sugar Man place. Come on, that's it's good.
Yeah.
A stupid piece of
very
shit.
good.
I like what they were doing here with BoJack's inner dialogue. But it really, for me, it's between stupid piece of shit and no, I'm sorry, old Sugar Man place and Times Arrow. Both of these have to deal with BoJack's mother and her history, and I like how they flesh her out. How she's not just some cartoon villain. She actually has a reason being. Well, no, it's not justified, but she has a reason to being the way she is.
Right.
Times Arrow. BoJack's mother has what condition does she have?
Alzheimer's?
Yeah, Alzheimer's
Yeah.
and dementia. Or which one is it? Alzheimer's or dementia?
Maybe both because she can't remember anything.
Okay,
And
she has
she's-
both of those, and it covers and it does a crazy. It shows us how she's viewing her past, and it's, a lot of things are colliding together. There's some characters whose face are scribbled out not because she can't remember them, but she doesn't want to remember. It shows her father almost as Joseph Sugarman, almost as the devil, as the way he's standing in front of flames and as he's burning her toys, and see his shadow of his ears looking like devil horns, and he low key threatens, tells his daughter to stop crying or he's going to lobotomize her.
Yep.
He lobotomized his wife back in the old Sugarman place, which covers Beatrice's brother who died in war and how that made his mom go crazy. Not crazy, she was just sad, but I guess they didn't understand women's emotions back in the 40s because their solution was just to lobotomize her.
Right. Just because she was sad.
Yeah, just because she was too sad. So they're just like trying to get her help or get her through therapy. This man said, I as a gentleman in the 40s was not trained to handle a woman's emotions, and I would not learn. And then he ran to his car and drove off and left her in that house alone to cry about their grieve alone about their son. It's all good. I like Joseph Sugarman's a terrible man. He's so funny, you know. He's so gleeful with it all. He said he was going to keep my secretary's self-esteem afloat, and then he's at some point in this episode, they're driving home, and Beatrice's mom gets in a car accident, almost kills them. And then Joseph's like, "How can I keep my business going and keep my secretary's self-esteem afloat if you're out here having fits of hysteria?" And he throws a bottle of champagne at the fire.
Oh,
it's good. That episode. Okay, I'm gonna go with the old Sugarman house or Sugarman place. I think that's my favorite one of season 4. Episode starts off with BoJack just driving because he is sad. He almost killed Sheldon. He almost committed suicide in the season finale prior, but he decided to move on. The song, I don't know the name of the song is that they play in the beginning, but if you listen to the lyrics, it talks about horse, messing with, talking with a fly, and you see later on in that episode, Horseman's really hanging out with a firefly the whole episode. So I thought that was cool. I like the song they played. I would always think of you. That duet that was similar to Time's Arrow because it was the past singing the song and the present singing the song at the same time.
Ooh, yep.
Yeah, so that's good. In episode 11 just hits you hard because at the end, what's her name? Beatrice snaps out of her dementia for like half a second, talk to BoJack, and she's scared because she doesn't know where she's at. And this is what BoJack's been waiting for all season, for her to finally recognize him so we can yell at her. But instead of yelling at her, he decides to comfort her. And he's like, we out here sitting on the porch, just eating ice cream. Then he's like, "Can you taste the ice cream, Mom?" Then Beatrice said, "Yes, BoJack is so..." But then she thinks about it and she's like, "No, I don't taste ice cream." Because she doesn't even know what ice cream tastes like because her father would never let her eat ice cream. So instead of, so she lied and said, "I do taste ice cream, BoJack," just to make him feel better. So that was good. And that's the last time you see her alive because she died shortly after that.
Yeah, which leads to season 5.
Yeah.
Justin?
Let me see. I had this one. It's a lighter one. My favorite episode of season 5 is Mr. Peanut Butter's Booze, episode 8.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I know I told everyone this in the beginning. I didn't really like Mr. Peanut Butter at first.
What?
Because I saw him as just, he's another Todd. But Mr. Peanut Butter, he's dealing with a lot of stuff too. Quite a lot of stuff, and they really dig into it in this one. Because you see, Mr. Peanut Butter always brings his current wife or girlfriend to BoJack's famous Halloween parties that he never wants to have.
He never knows who's coming.
And you see Mr. Peanut Butter mess up consistently every party, and every time eventually, like I said, if he brings 4 wives to these Halloween parties, it's over. For every single relationship. But with Pickles, you see him salvage it. So we think this time will be different. But come on now, it's Mr. Peanut Butter.
Yeah.
So in the end, we know, or at season 6, we find out, it didn't work via text message.
Off screen.
Yeah. But there's a really humanizing point for me watching Mr. Peanut Butter. Made me like him a little bit more than I had given him any kind of credit for earlier on in the series.
Even back when Let's Find Out, when him
there
and
was that too.
had the heart-to-heart. Okay, just make sure.
But yeah, it made me like him just a little bit more. Because then I see him in the Running for Governor earlier in season 4. I'm like, oh, this guy's still an idiot.
Mm-hmm. Daisy.
Okay. I can't decide between The Showstopper, episode 11, and Ancient History, episode 9. So, episode 9, and Xavier, you'll be able to elaborate on this a little more. But that's when Hollyhock dumps BoJack's painkillers down the drain, and he's going buck wild, basically trying to get more pills. So yeah, I mean a lot goes on through that, but that's already for that was enough for me. It was typical BoJack, being an addict and Hollyhock having to witness that. And,
it was painful just to watch.
Yeah.
Like he only has like 10 hours with her, but he's using all their time trying to get drugs.
Yeah.
Hanging out.
Yeah. They never actually spent quality time together. Yeah. The Showstopper. Is this the episode where him and Gina, where he basically drives Gina away? Does he do it in this episode or episode 12? Okay.
This is when Filbert and BoJack collide.
Yes. Filbert is what is Filbert? He's the character on the show, but what is his character?
He's a detective.
Okay, he's a detective.
Only alcoholic detective.
Yeah. And he's doing a scene with Gina, right? And he chokes her. And he doesn't let up. He's not acting at this point.
Very real.
And they had to
Mr. Peanut Butter was the one that had to step in. And that's when you know it's bad.
Oh, Mr. Peanut. Okay. Yeah. So that's really rough because they never actually finish. Like Gina never gets closure at the end of season 6 or in season 6.
She does get the role in the movie. So that means she did get through her problems, but we just don't know how.
Yeah. But for quite some time, she was very traumatized, as anyone would be if they think they're acting, but then they're not. So yeah, I thought that was really rough because it makes her as well spiral out of control for a little bit because she doesn't know what happened or how that happened or why she was even in that situation. Like why her? Like she doesn't understand why that even happened. Of course, this ends her relationship with BoJack, which they don't end up communicating after that, do they?
After the interview, they never talk again.
So, yeah, that was just witnessing BoJack destroy more relationships.
Yeah, just another life he ruined. But just we watch him do all these things. So we see in this episode, that he's just high on painkillers and drugs, and alcohol and stuff. The time of day and all the filming schedules been throwing him off. So we see that coming. So like, oh, BoJack, you rascal. But then during the interview, Gina's like, BoJack, you should be in jail right now. And I was like, oh yeah, he should be in jail. But I guess that's the whole point of season 5. Filbert is a stand-in for the BoJack show itself. The writers are talking to the audience. For these people out here who say, yeah, BoJack's a hero, And I know Raphael's like, what are you talking about? You're No, he's not the hero. We're just telling it through. You only see that because you're seeing it through his perspective. So yeah, season 5 of the whole was good. Oof. So you said it was between that and Ancient History, Asian?
Yeah.
For me, it was no competition. This is actually my favorite episode of the entire series. Free Chiro.
What episode is that?
That's
yeah.
Episode. It's just a 25-minute monologue of BoJack.
Oof.
Y'all know I like episodes like 12 Angry Men.
Style, yeah.
Like Archer when they were all trapped in the elevator, or Brooklyn Nine-Nine recently was just them in the interrogation room. But BoJack took it a step further and just one man, just talking for 25 minutes straight. And it's written in such a way that you actually want to listen. You're listening to what he's saying. You want to know what he's talking about, what he's going to say next. So Free Cheer, which is good. It's my favorite episode of the whole show.
Oh.
Then at least it's back to season 6. Do y'all have a favorite episode of the whole show overall?
Man, I'm thinking.
For me, it's too hard. It's too hard to pick one.
Yeah, I know.
There are even episodes we've talked about just clicking through the thumbnails. Like every episode, I don't think there's any like really bad episodes of this show. That's another thing.
There are none.
Talking about it, you get the urge to just jump right back in. No?
Yeah. I can't see any. Yeah, I'm looking right now. I don't see any bad episode. No.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't see none.
Yeah, if one ever comes up to me, we'll splice it in. If it's 10 years down the line, we'll splice it into this episode.
We just went through every episode just now, picking our favorites. So I know.
Yeah.
There was no episode I just didn't look. There's no episode I saw like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch that ever again. But,
oh man, that's so hard. Because you almost want to split it up between funny episode and like serious episode.
Mm-hmm.
What's getting your feels?
And then you're confused when there's an episode that's the one and the same.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I like surprise. Now thinking back on it, I like that episode a lot. Okay, how about this? I think my favorite story arc would be
okay.
Oh, that's even a hard one as well.
you picked it like you already had an answer to.
Yeah.
I like the whole Sarah Lynn and Todd. I mean, not Todd. Whoa,
no.
My bad. I meant to say Herb. All right. I like all the story involving Sarah Lynn and Herb.
Okay.
One thing I didn't like, by the end of the series, throughout the whole series, it's strongly implied or hinted at that Sarah Lynn was sexually abused by her stepfather, who was a stand-in for Terry Richardson. And Terry Richardson is a Hollywood photographer / rapist. And they hint at it throughout the show. They model him, her stepfather, based off that guy. They make him a photographer. Sarah Lynn's like afraid to be. She doesn't want to be in the same room dressing room as him while they're on horsing around. She knows what bear fur tastes like just from licking it.
Oh wow!
I don't like that at all. And he never gets his comeuppance. He gets away with it. Never even really comes up. They just imply it. But I think BoJack has to pay them $5 million.
That's it.
Yeah, and so a lot of stuff was wrong with Sarah. BoJack, it was a big influence, of course, but that of course, that is another part that went to her downfall that he didn't have to pay the consequence for.
I haven't think about that. We didn't even do we even talk about Penny that much?
No.
Yeah,
because we talked about Escape from LA, but I didn't get into it.
Yeah, I mean that.
Yeah, we talked about
that. It by far is not my favorite story arc. But almost downright disgusting. But
the drama part is so good, right?
Yeah, the drama is very good. Yeah, BoJack. What's Penny's mother's name?
Charlotte.
Charlotte, yes. So if Charlotte never walked in on BoJack and Penny, seriously, who knows what have happened that
we don't actually know. That's what makes it
all right.
so interesting. The fact that we don't actually 100% know.
And when Diane figures out that BoJack was even in this situation to begin with, she feels just dirty being around him.
Yeah. Which led to which led to the big argument in season 5.
Right.
Hitting the clouds. That was really good.
Man. So favorite story arc. I'm gonna bring it early seasons. Having Princess Carolyn trying to find, well, I guess this kind of goes throughout the whole show. So I like Princess Carolyn's journey and her growth throughout the show, from wanting to be the best there is in Hollywood to figuring out that this is more than life than being the agent of a famous actor or actress. So
I think she has the best story arc out of the main cast.
Right.
Character growth.
She wants, like, even in the early seasons, she wants to settle down with someone, but she doesn't even know who that is or how that would even work out. She meets some really good guys. Oh, what was the name of the rat? The mouse. I just called him a rat.
This start with an R?
He came up with Filbert, right?
Yeah. Oh man.
And Birthday Dad.
Yeah. I know his last name is Stilton. What's his first name?
No.
Now we're just embarrassing ourselves.
Yeah, no.
Ralph Stilton.
Ralph. Okay, I thought it was R, but it was
there.
too close to Ruthie. That's why I was throwing me off. Okay.
Yeah. I thought he was a great guy, but then what he said he didn't want to have kids, right? So
No, he wanted to have kids. He just wanted to adopt. But Princess Carolyn at the time did not want to adopt.
Oh man. Oh. So wait, why don't they ever
Yeah.
do
Time to meet again. He sees that she's adopting. He's like, "Oh, now you want to adopt it?" And she's like,
Yeah.
"But not with you." So like, yeah, okay, do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, so that was really good. Her whole journey, as well as Todd's. I like Todd's, even though it's filled with a lot of muck. If you kind of move the tall grass, you see
and squint your eyes.
Yeah, you see a beautiful path. Beautiful path that he follows. Right? Because he in reality he's just a high school dropout?
Yeah.
He's just a high school dropout that ends up at a celebrity's house.
Speaking of that, with the whole rock opera thing,
yeah.
Do you entirely blame BoJack for that rock opera thing? If Todd's the one who chose to play the game all night?
No.
I never understood why that was all on BoJack for that. Todd could have wrote the thing, then played the game. Made me so upset in season 6 when they were going down the list of BoJack's things that he did to hurt people. When Todd wrote down he had sex with Emily and he destroyed Todd's rock opera, even though Todd destroyed his rock opera. And I'm still confused on the whole having sex with Emily thing. Todd being asexual.
Yeah.
And saying that he wasn't really in love with her. I don't. Ooh, you see, you make me not like Todd again, Asian.
Yeah, I know. That one, it just points to Todd not actually being. Well, he is asexual, but like he's not in a way because he wouldn't care, right? Like, I mean, I guess it could like tarnish his relationship with her, Todd's with her, if maybe, I don't know, it makes it awkward to be around, but I don't know.
But they were still friends afterwards, no?
Yeah.
So, and they tried to I don't know if it was a retcon or what, but in season 3, in the Hooray Todd episode, when he tells BoJack that, and BoJack's like, so what about Emily or something? And then Todd was like, it wasn't just Emily, BoJack, and I was like, no, Todd, that was the big reason you yelled at him at the end of the last season. So you're just making me not like Todd again, Asian. So now, hey, I'm sorry.
Remember when he was running those companies? All right, he's making big moves out there.
That's not something they should use to support that. That was all dumb luck. All right.
Yeah.
I just realized Sarah Lynn's dad is a bear, for like a pedo bear.
Yeah, I've been looking at that.
Wait. Oh.
Yeah, I didn't notice that just now.
Oh, ooh,
I was looking at a picture.
yikes!
And of course, I told you I like Herb stuff. I think that was a great story they told, especially like all the symbolism. There's more stuff, but we can't fit it all in this episode. You have a favorite like story arc overall, Justin?
I think my favorite is Diane and Guy. You know, like I said, I like seeing good things happen to Diane. Guy is a decent guy. So I'm glad that it all worked out for them.
Yeah, I did find the scenes with Diane and Guy great, especially with when she was starting to win over his son, Sonny.
Yeah, I enjoyed all that. One short sidestep. It happens in that arc though, but the the Chicago baby humans that really that really made me laugh. I'm gonna spice that in here.
And there goes Wah Wah, the baby human, stumbling around like the furless, featherless dolt he is.
What's he got there? Don't drink that poison, you crazy human.
We don't drink poison.
Diane, he's not a literal human. Wah Wah is a tribute to your proud human heritage.
I'm very flattered.
The announcer said, "Look at that little dumb, stupid baby human. Hope he doesn't drink that poison." You got to tell humans not to drink poison.
Oh man, I thought Diane really put the relationship on the line just in that one moment where we made Sonny cry. I thought Guy was gonna come back to that table and be like, Diane, get out of here. This is exactly why I didn't want you to be son.
The Guy's such a good guy.
He was such a good guy.
Yeah, the best guy. She said. He's played by I don't like saying that black guy. What's the name of that black guy from Atlanta / Knives Out?
The detective?
Yeah. You know his name?
Ooh, I do not.
He's been acting a lot. He has a wide range of acting capabilities. And he was in Uncut Gems as well.
Oh, from Atlanta.
Yeah, doesn't he play Paperboy's little friend? Right? Am I racist?
Lakeith Stanfield is the actor.
Yeah, Lakeith. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, he basically had his own movie with I don't remember the name, but it was the guy that works a call center that makes his voice sound white.
Sorry to bother you.
Yeah, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's in Straight Outta Compton. Played Snoop Dogg.
He what?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Oh, this boy crazy.
Why does he look like everybody he needs to look like for a role? Because now I can see him looking like a young Snoop. Oh man,
he's a good actor.
He's in Get Out, being all traumatized and.
Oh yeah, he was the boy with the little nosebleed, wasn't he?
I forgot the line. He took a picture of him. He basically said, "Hey man, I'm gonna need you now. Hey, why'd you do that? Get out of here. Go. Get out of here. Save yourself." He said, "Man, I'm sorry about that. He really doesn't like Flash." that's how the white people say convince this man that
nothing's going on.
Yeah, right. He doesn't. He really questions it, but at that moment, he's still in the house. Like he's still like walking around. Like he's suspicious, but he's not alerted, which is what made me confused. If I take a picture of someone and they just start yelling at me and trying to grab me and say, "Yo, get out of here." Yeah. And then, but at the end of the party, he comes back up to him. The black guy comes up to him and says, "Hey man, sorry about that earlier. I was freaking out, right?" Oh man, Get Out could be a whole nother episode as well.
Good, stay in here this time. Can he hear us? Is this Craig thing, Justin? Now I don't trust him no more. It's a real person at the end, huh?
Yeah, he's an intern, all right? He's an intern. Even though we've been around here 2 seasons, Craig, we kind of expect you to have this kind of thing down. Don't just tap the space bar. That stops the recording.
What if we did lose everything?
We would have had to do intern, Craig.
Yeah, we would.
Actually, don't know if we could have recorded another one.
I don't think we could have.
Because when you say things once, it doesn't feel right repeating yourself.
Yeah.
No, this just had been a lost episode.
Yeah.
It truly would have been a lost episode that would have never surfaced.
And then Jabin would have yelled at me doing this while she was here, and nothing came of it. But let's wrap it up.
Yeah, the memories, and we'll leave it on that. We have the memories of BoJack Horseman. I said the memories, even though it's just a show. But like I said, this thing, it kind of stuck with me. Very, very good show. Thank you, Netflix, for sponsoring this episode.
Boy,
we, like I said, Netflix sponsored this episode, so we're expecting you to check Netflix.
We set our quota of Netflix 25 times in this episode, so paying us $100 per Netflix. So Netflix, please.
It's first of many partnerships. Any closing remarks?
if you made it this far and you haven't watched the show yet, I'm not saying I hate you, but go ahead. You can watch the show now. Go watch the show.
Yeah, watch the show.
We barely scratched the surface. There's enough content in this and just animal gags alone that we can have a spin-off podcast. We go down every episode to talking about animal gags, all right?
You give me some animal gags on our way out.
Me? Okay.
If
One on top of my head, I could think of there was a possum being wheeled into the hospital, but halfway through he just jumped and surprised the people. He was just playing dead. Right?
Season 6. Oh man.
Okay.
My favorite.
Justin, go.
My favorite from earlier, we talked about was the little drinking bird who actually was an alcoholic. So the little bird that would dunk its head in the water, like little physics experiments, except this one would do alcohol. He would go to AA meetings. That was really good.
Lifting his head up, putting it back down. Lifting his head up, putting it back down.
He didn't have a choice.
All right, and my favorite backing off AA is the therapy horse, who is not a therapist but a therapy horse, thus being allowed to give away a lot of damning evidence and information on BoJack. So yeah, he said he was quick with it too. He was drunk because BoJack made this horse, who was a recovering addict, drunk. Now back on alcohol, and so he was still coherent enough to realize that he could destroy BoJack. So he said, no, let me correct you, not a therapist, therapy horse.
It was just too many. Y'all lucky that we don't have time to make a spin-off podcast, right?
But before we go, also, if you have comments on this episode, your favorite thing, hop in our YouTube comment section. Go to our YouTube, find this video, and let us know some of your viewpoints. Did we get it right? Do you think we don't know what we're talking about? What were your favorite points and what's your favorite Netflix show? And how much do you think Netflix should pay us? So hop in the comment section, let us know. Make sure to like and subscribe, and smash that.
And please review us on wherever you can give reviews, so we can get people recommended our show.
I actually think that they can give us Google reviews as if we're like a brick and mortar location. You can actually give us a Google review.
Do we show up on like a map or something?
I don't think we show up on a map.
Okay.
I think we're on a virtual map. We're in the ether.
That's me reviewing the show right now.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So,
wow. Come
on, everybody.
Yeah.
But thank you for tuning in with us. Hey, this is just a special, right? It's
bonus
for you all for the regular show. You know how we like to do it. But we'll see you all next time.
All right.